Hey there, everybody. It's Brank here again, playing some more Black Desert Online. This guide is my final guide in the horse guide or training series. We covered horse breeding, we covered horse leveling. This guide is actually, this will be the kind of advanced and final guide. So we're going to have a few of the advanced things in here. Not really advanced, but, you know, some of the stuff that wasn't in the other videos that I kind of didn't really have a place in those in particular. So we're going to be covering the horses' skills, and not just what the skills are, but how to actually train those skills. And then a couple other things. Very briefly, I have a link for the coloring on the horses, and also one of the breeding techniques that you can use. It's actually not breeding, it's removing the two old horses or the two horses that you've already used all the breedable counts up to basically get one horse. So if you're interested in the final guide here for the horses, go ahead and keep watching. So what we are looking at here is that tier 6 horse that I got, right? This is the Twilight Sparkle, the one that I got from the previous video. I've leveled her up to level 19 now. And as you can see, she's got some skills. And a couple of them which are really good, I like, are Drift, Charge. High Jump's actually kind of cool. Streak Jump's kind of cool. Caution I actually kind of like if you're going in areas that are going to have a lot of cliffs and stuff. It's actually a really good skill to have. Sometimes it can be annoying, but it is still probably good that if you don't want to kill your horse too often. But anyways, so as you can see, my Drift, I don't have it leveled up, right? It's at 20%. So how do we level up these skills once we have them on the horses? Hind chop, hind kick, and fore chop. Don't really care about, but I can level those up if I want to. So how you level those skills up is actually just using the skill on the horse. So Drift, for instance, we'll do that as an example, is left or right plus down. So it's like if you're trying to slow your horse down or, drift, basically. So I'll go out here where it's a little less crowded. We'll get a little speed, and I will try to drift, and then I'm going to fail this, and I'm going to fall off. Now, your horse can actually perform the maneuver even when your skill is that low. Even when it's at 20 or 30 or 40 or 50%, it still can succeed and it can fail at that skill. So what happened there? What happened there is my horse was trying to do the maneuver because I did it as it tells me to do it, left, right, plus down. But the horse then basically has an issue with what I'm trying to do. So I need to play a mini game basically when it gets to that point. So the mini game is actually pretty simple. What you want to do, let me start it again here, do my drift, and that time I stayed on the horse. Now what happens in the mini game, and I'll put up a screenshot of that, basically it says good or bad, right? It says there's a top and a bottom. All you're doing in that mini game, as soon as that mini game comes up, don't touch up or down. What you want to see is that little bar in the middle, that little silver bar. It'll start either floating down or it'll float up. Whichever direction it starts floating, push the opposite direction a couple of times. Don't spam the key. Don't hit it too fast repeatedly. Just hit it a little bit slowly. If that bar starts going a little bit too fast, hit it a little bit faster. So you're basically trying to keep that bar in the center. So I'll do another little demonstration here. Try to hit my drift, and that little thing, I just tap, kept it in the middle. I saw it started floating down, so I tapped up, or W, and it went back to the middle and stayed there, and I stayed on my horse. So it's a pretty simple little mini game, but it's not very apparent what you're supposed to do, and it comes up so quick. It took a while to actually figure out how to do those mini games. So that's how you do those mini games, and that's how you level up those skills on your horse. So now you can see I'm at 21%. So if I sit here and do this drift technique for a little while, it actually doesn't take that long to level your horse up. you'll level up your horse's skills. So I'm probably going to be leveling up my drift and my charge. And then, hopefully when I level up my horse some more, I'll get some more new skills. All right. So we're back here at the stable. And this is the second topic in this guide we're going to cover is the breeding process, or actually exchange process. This isn't technically breeding your horses. It gets rid of both of the parent horses, and it gives you the foal in return, and it has the same chances. If you looked at the previous guide and you looked at the website that I had posted, and they call this informal breeding on that guide, actually. And what this does is it exchanges both of the parent horses, you receive the foal at the properties that you would get if you were doing normal breeding, if you followed the other process, or the normal breeding process. So what you do is you go to your stable, and we're going to do that with these two horses that I have here. And what you want to click on here is actually exchange horse, and then you have to select the male and the female horses from your stable. Make sure, obviously, you select the correct ones, and that you're using the amount of or the money that you need from there. So I'm going to select the female and the male horse, and these were 25 and 30, which is actually what gave me my tier 6 horse that I have now. And from the guide that I had mentioned before, that was the highest probability chance that I would be able to get a tier 6 horse. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these two horses. I have to enter the name of the new horse in here before I start. So we'll call this one Applejack. And then I click the exchange button, and that's going to get rid of my tier 4 and tier 5 horse, which kind of sucks. But if they don't have any breedable count left on them, it's not a bad idea, and you want more horses, basically. You can always reset that breedable count with pearls if you want, or follow this breeding process, or the informal breeding process, whatever you want to call it. Go ahead and exchange those. It'll even tell you exchanging the female and the male horses at the stables. Yes, and there we go. I've got a new horse, which is a tier 5. Another female horse, which has some actually interesting coloring on it. It's got the red mane with the black and white. Looks kind of cool. But that's good. A female horse is good. I can level that thing up and probably sell it and buy a breedable tier 5 or tier 6 male for my tier 6 horse. So it's all a matter of getting to that next tier horse. That's kind of what the horse breeding game really, and most of it is about, is getting up to that next tier horse that you want. So that's it for exchanging horses. It's fairly simple. It does suck that you get rid of your horses, but it gives you now another, basically breedable count on at least something, whereas the other ones had no possibility of breeding. And unless I wanted to keep them around for some particular reason, I would probably want to just, get rid of the horses and, breed them up. So that's it. All right, one more of the advanced topics that I want to cover really quickly is the horse stables. And the capacity of those stables is, fairly low. It's usually 3 in the towns. But what you can do if you want to have more horses and or wagons in your stable, you can purchase the extra stable space in most of the towns that you'd be traveling in, most of the large towns, Calpheon, Heidel. So what you want to look at in the town is under the section where it has the storage and lodging, all that stuff, right? The uses of the houses here. We're going to look for a stable. I think it's called stable. What is it called? Now I can't find it. Horse ranch. There it is. Horse ranch. And generally, there's only one in most of the towns. I think Calpheon, there might be a couple. But so what you want to do is click on that. And usually these are very expensive to get to. And as you can tell from this one, to buy this house here, I have to have a couple other nodes. So it's going to cost me quite a bit of contribution points to get to that point. But if you click on the horse ranch, it shows you if you level this all the way up to rank 4, the max in Heidel, you can have 4 extra stable slots. So it is kind of valuable if you plan on doing a lot of horse breeding. And you can do that in any town that you're in. You can, any of the major towns, like I said, that you're in, add additional horse space to your stables. And that's a really good way of kind of centrally locating all of your horses, because as you may have noticed in the videos, I don't have the extra space, and it does get a little bit cumbersome to try to, you have to move maybe a horse to another town. Like I've had to move horses all the way to Velia and then, bring one back and, kind of play a little bit of musical chairs with the horses around town. Whereas if you have enough contribution points, absolutely get the horse ranch if you plan on doing a lot of horse breeding and leveling and training and stuff. So the horse ranches are definitely good if that's, kind of your plan or goal that you're using right now. I don't have enough contribution points to do this right now. I haven't been working too much on my contribution points. I know I'm falling kind of behind in my contribution points, but that's something you'd want to look at if you have enough contribution points and you're interested enough in this. So, all right. So, colors. The colors of the horses are somewhat dictated by the parents. And it's kind of like the tiering and leveling and trying to get the higher tier horses. There is still a random chance that you're going to get something. I mean, it still could be lower, or in this case, not the right color that you wanted, or could possibly be the color that you wanted. And the way that this works is I have the link in below to a spreadsheet that was in the guide that I had linked earlier, that basically shows you what value your horse has. And there's 3 values. There is red, white, and black. So each horse has a value of either red, white, or black. And depending on what 2 parents that you breed, the male and the female, it has the chance of giving you, basically the color that you're looking for. So if you look at that guide, you can see that the horse that I have here, the tier 6 female that I had bred, which is this brown and white color with a dark mane. It's actually line 52 in the spreadsheet on the stats tab. And what that tells us there is the value at the far right there. It tells us the value of red is 3, the value of white is 3, and the value of black is 0. So its offspring still has a chance of being black. If I breed it with another black horse, it still has a chance of having black in it, but it has a lower chance of having black in it. So it's all kind of up to a lot of randomness, like almost everything else. I know I say that a lot, but it is a lot up to, random chance of what you're going to get. You can improve your chances of getting, a specific color if you use, the right color horse. The way I look at it, the coloring system is not super important to me. I think most of the horses look kind of cool already. So, whatever color I get. I'm more interested in the skills and the stats of the horse than I am of the actual coloring of the horse. But it is important, and if you are, if it's important to you, go to that website, look at that spreadsheet. You can see what color horses you have the chance of getting, and basically what you want to do is look at it this way. If I have a horse that's 3 red, 3 white, and 0 black, and I breed it with a horse that's maybe 2 red, 4 white, and 0 black, that gives me 7 in white, right? Which that gives me the highest probability chance of getting an all-white horse, which is a 070. So if, basically you add those numbers up, if it equals that number of the horse you're trying to get the color for, that's how you know you have the highest probability chance of getting that horse. So it's not a for sure thing, and don't ever expect anything in this game to be a for sure thing, but it increases your chances. If you really want an all white horse, or you want an all black horse, or you want, maybe a mixed colored horse or whatever, make sure that you look at that page and try to kind of figure out, if you breed these two horses together, this is kind of the color you're going to get, or this is a possibility of the color you're going to get. Like I said, it's not always 100% accurate either. I've seen, as you saw, those two horses that I bred together didn't look anything like this new one that I got, Applejack here, that's black and white. But sometimes that's what you get. It's could be just the complete randomness of that system. So keep in mind, it's just something that increases the chances of getting it, but it doesn't say it's going to be for sure a white horse. So that is it for my horse guide. Hopefully this part 3 made a little bit more sense for some of the maybe a little bit more advanced points on horse training, breeding, leveling. Hopefully these guides have been informational for you guys. I hope you guys have been able to pick up some information from these things, and I'd like to give a huge shout out for everybody that has joined my channel, everybody that's been subscribing and liking the channels, and even the people that dislike the channels. Hey, hopefully you guys can give me some suggestions if you guys don't like particular things, instead of just name calling. But hey, I'm open for suggestions. I never said I am the best Black Desert Online player in the world. I enjoy the game. I enjoy helping people with the game. I've helped some of my friends play the game, some of the guildmates that I've talked to previously. I've helped with certain things in the game, and they've helped me in return. So by no means am I saying I am the best Black Desert Online player, and I hope that doesn't come across in my videos, but I would like to thank everybody that has joined, my channel, and hopefully these guides have helped you guys out. And if you're interested in more guides, I should have some more coming along here pretty soon. And I'd also like to start doing some giveaways of some keys that I have for some other games. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know in the comments below, because I'm trying to figure out a way, a fair way to give out some of these keys of some games that I have on a lot of Humble Bundle games. But I haven't had a chance to kind of figure out a way and an easy way and a fair way to give those things away. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know, and I'll be bringing you another video hopefully here pretty soon. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.